Hello everyone, welcome to another session on Zeitgeist. In this session, we are going to discuss about another poem, and that is a poem by Lee Mokobe, and the title of the poem is What It Is to Be Like Transgender. This poem is from the third module, and the third module we are discussing about the concept called gender. Okay, and the first two chapters of the third module are in fact a kind of a feminist read. You can say that they are talking about the issues of women in general. Okay, and they are trying to place women issues in different contexts. That is what we are going to see in the first two chapters of the third module. But this particular chapter is an entirely different one. It talks about the transgender issues. Quickly discuss about Lee Mokobe. He is a transgender male, and he became a transgender male in 2015, and he is from South Africa, and he is a TED fellow. Okay, he's popular for his slam poetry of a poetry competition where people come and they recite their poems without props, costumes, or even music. Okay, and another thing is, like I have already mentioned to you about TED. He's a TED fellow. You all know about TED. For those people who do not know about TED, TED is a non-profit organization, you can say, to spread ideas, and that too usually in the form of short, powerful speeches. Okay, so you just type TED on YouTube and you will see a number of videos, that actually come under that particular category. And also in the introduction of this poem, there is a reference to the term called transphobia. Transphobia is, you can say, a dislike or a prejudice towards, those people like who are transgenders or transsexuals. Okay, so I hope those terms which are quite unfamiliar to you, I just wanted to make it clear to you. And yes, another term of course is that we are talking about much about that particular word much these days, that is queer. Queer belong to all those categories, you can say, like LGBTQ, all those people who actually belong to the queer. Especially when we discuss queer theory and all, we discuss a lot about such things. In short, you can say that the poem is about the plight of the transgenders, where they are ever shifting, say, between their mind and their body. And that is explored by the poet Lee Mokobe in his poem What It Is Like Transgender. There is a general notion that transgenders, are just in an opening of the eye, or when they open their eyes, they just become transgenders. No. But when you read this particular poem, you will realize that this particular, the so-called becoming of a transgender, it does not happen in a moment. It is in fact a process. And that process, according to the poet, it is a shameful one. It is a long time, confusion. You can say that many embarrassments to cross. The culture and the society we live in, no matter whether it is like developed or developing or underdeveloped, it is highly gendered. Even the famous statement of Simone de Beauvoir that one is not born but becomes a woman, when you place gender instead of woman, this famed statement itself does not resolve the crisis of a transgender, or you can say even the queer identities. Their identity always shift between their mind and their body. They are themselves confused about their mind and their body. And this crisis, you can say, is explained in the poem. When we come back to the text on page number 61, last paragraph, second line, the poem powerfully addresses the gender identity issues in the context of transphobia. I have already explained the term transphobia, and the increased suicide rates among transgender people. Okay, so towards the end of the gripping exploration of identity and transition, that is what the poet is trying to explain, that transition. Okay, the poet turns into a pessimistic mood, having recognized one's own non-acceptance in a world where religions preach universal love. Okay, everybody is talking about love, but it's very hard a thing, it's very harsh a thing to not even accept to not even accept oneself. Okay, so that is where he concludes the poem. Okay, so we'll look into the poem line by line, and that we'll do in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless.